South Korea plunged into political chaos on Wednesday as opposition lawmakers moved to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol following his unprecedented and short-lived imposition of martial law. Yoon's shocking attempt to suspend civilian rule, the first in over 40 years, triggered massive protests across the nation and deepened uncertainty about his political future. The declaration of martial law, justified by Yoon as a response to alleged threats from North Korea and anti-state forces, sent shockwaves through the country. Within hours, the move was overturned by a dramatic parliamentary vote, leaving Yoon's presidency hanging by a thread and alarming South Korea's close allies. By Wednesday, lawmakers from the opposition Democratic Party (DP) had filed a motion to impeach Yoon, citing betrayal of public trust and insurrection. Kim Yong-min, a DP representative, announced the motion with urgency, though a final vote was still being scheduled. With the opposition holding a commanding majority in the 300-seat parliament, only a few defections from Yoon's People Power Party would be needed to secure the two-thirds majority required to pass the motion. In addition to impeachment, the DP vowed to file criminal charges against Yoon, his defense and interior ministers, and key military and police figures involved in the martial law decision. Meanwhile, South Korea's largest labor union declared an indefinite general strike, demanding Yoon's resignation. Even figures within Yoon's own party condemned the move, with some calling it a tragic mistake and urging accountability. Yoon's late-night declaration of martial law saw over 280 troops and 24 helicopters deployed to Parliament to enforce the order. But defying rifle-wielding soldiers, 190 lawmakers forced their way into the assembly, voting to revoke the measure. Under South Korea's constitution, martial law must be lifted if a parliamentary majority demands it. The president, left with no choice, rescinded the order in an early morning televised address, withdrawing the military from the streets. The reversal brought jubilation to protesters gathered outside Parliament, who had braved freezing temperatures to demand Yoon's resignation. "He has paved his own path to impeachment with this," said one protester, Lim Myong-pan, expressing the anger shared by many. Yoon's announcement of martial law marked a desperate attempt to address what he described as threats from North Korea and anti-state elements, undermining South Korea's democratic institutions. However, critics dismissed these claims as baseless and politically motivated. Opposition leaders accused him of exploiting fears about national security to consolidate power amid waning approval ratings, which recently hit a dismal 19% in Gallup polls. The president's justification for martial law also fueled international concern. Washington, a key ally with nearly 30,000 troops stationed in South Korea, expressed relief at the reversal, with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken calling for political disputes to be resolved peacefully and in accordance with the rule of law. China, a North Korean ally, advised its citizens in South Korea to exercise caution, while Japan monitored the unfolding crisis with serious concern. Yoon, a former star prosecutor who rose to power in 2022, now faces the biggest challenge of his political career. His approval ratings have plummeted, fueled by public dissatisfaction with the economy and controversies involving his wife. The opposition-controlled parliament had already slashed his budget proposals, intensifying tensions between Yoon's administration and lawmakers. As protests and political maneuvering continue, analysts predict that Yoon's gamble to impose martial law will hasten his political demise. "This is a surprising last-ditch move by Yoon to grab political power," said Gi-wook Shin, a professor at Stanford University. "It will likely lead to his impeachment and the end of his political career." With impeachment proceedings imminent and protests swelling, South Korea's political landscape stands on the brink of a historic shift.
김치가 맛이 없어질까봐 걱정이 됩니다. 해서 여러분들 저에서 여러분들이 잘 버무린 김치를 이분들이 패킹을 해주실 거예요. 그러니까 여러분들은 못 있고 남은 걸 남겼을 때 앞쪽으로 가주세요. 무대 앞쪽으로. 마무리를 다 해주시고 그리고 난 다음에 저희가 확인 후에 수육 드실 수 있는 수육 파티를 진행하도록 하겠습니다.
임시완전을 사천하고 해서 사과를 하라고 했더니
그